am just taking a little bit of a walk here, taking a little exercise back at campus. There's like nobody back here, so some people running APUs in their trucks. Shout out to all the APU guys out there. A whole lot more of y'all than there are of us in and out of Prime. However, random fact before we get to the actual content of the video, I have learned there are a lot more EPU trucks than I previously thought. So I think that's extremely cool. You can buy used trucks with EPUs. You find drivers, you know, I've talked to drivers in dealerships and things of that nature that have EPUs on their trucks. So I just think that's extremely cool. So that's that. Nevertheless, before we get this video started, I want to give a special shout out to Jenna from Driver Lineup. Jenna totally kept me alive while I was like down with the COVID, and I super appreciate that a lot. So she like totally kept me alive, totally looked out for you, boy. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate you, Million Mile Man. Really appreciate you, No Hippie, Rawls, or Johnson's Logic, y'all checking in on me, man. Really like super dope, appreciate that. So I really wanted to make sure I said that. I forgot to say that in the first video back. Nevertheless, Bill Deacon asked me a question. He was like, yo, can you speak on this question? And I sure can, because I've heard this, man, I don't know how many times I've heard this here at Prime. I don't know how many people I've talked to about this, and the same opinion I'm about to give to you, I've given to others a number of different times, okay? And that is this. And it's really, we'll start with this question. The question he asked me was, hey, I heard Prime gives their best paying loads to their company drivers, so the lease drivers aren't getting it, right? Because financially it seems like it would make more sense that, like, if I was Prime and I got a company driver who I'm paying 46 cents per mile, and I got a lease driver that I'm paying 72% of the load revenue, it seems like it would make more sense for me to give the more valuable paying loads to the company driver. And he's like, can you speak on that? Absolutely, Bill. Certainly. Here's what that boils down to. It boils down to pure speculation, okay? It boils down to pure speculation. I have never had anybody approach me with that topic that could show me any evidence for what they were saying. Is it a pretty shisty, shady, and easy to blindfold you thing to do? Yes. Do you have any evidence that it is actually being done? No. It's pure speculation. Let me give you another example. Another example is, well, they say they're giving lease drivers 72% of load. How do we know that they're actually giving us 72% of load? Here's how this one started. First, this person says, well, they say they're giving you 72% of load, and by the time you see it on your phone, that's 72% of everything, but how do you know that's actually 72% of the value of the load, right? So then you tell them, well, you know, if you look on your settlement, the 100% of the load is listed on your settlement, and then next to, if you move over a little bit, it'll say, and then the 72% is listed, right? So like it'll say, if it's a square $1,000, it'll say $1,000, and then next to that on your settlement, it'll say $720 is what the revenue that went to the actual truck for the line haul. Yeah, but then their argument moves to, yeah, but how do you know the 100% that they listed is actually the 100%? See, so now you start getting into, it's pure speculation. What you start getting into is you start getting into deception and kind of low-key accusations, implicit, you know, subliminal accusations against people. Listen, for those of you who know me, know that I've attended like 2 or 3 different colleges, 2 or 3 different degree programs. I'm a thinking type of guy. I'm not the type to just listen to you know, some sort of, you know, I don't know, empty argument with no basis and no evidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not the type to really, if you're either talking about something or you're not talking about something. If you're talking about something, then it means you're gonna have some evidence to back you up. That's what I'm saying. Okay? If you don't have any evidence for all of this speculative thinking, stop thinking it. All you're doing is you're just ruining your own morale. Okay? That's what it comes down to. It kind of annoys me, to be honest with you, when people say things like that, because you ask them for the evidence and they don't have it, but they just want to tell you about how easy it would be for somebody to put blindfold over your eyes. Well, you know what? Dude, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I used to work at Applebee's. It was my first job. My first job was at Applebee's. I say used to like it was like 2 jobs ago. My first job was at Applebee's as a host. And as a host, you know, you receive tip share, right? All of the servers, they, you know, you give, I don't remember exactly how it works, but you give like a percentage of all of the tips that you earned for that evening. You put it in a pot, and in that pot, it is divvied up divided between all of the hosts and maybe the bartender, I can't remember. Car side to go, something like that. Look, unless you're ready to start questioning every server and you want the manager to start watching each server at every table, well, how do we know the server really made this many amount of tips tonight? What if they slipped a little bit in their pocket and put some in there? You see how that goes? Now, without evidence, you could start working your way that way. Well, maybe the servers are putting it in their pocket. Maybe the servers, maybe this is happening. Hey, maybe everybody's telling the truth around you and you're paranoid. That's a crazy thought, right? Dude, I'm not naive, okay? I do not always assume that everyone's always being entirely honest with me. But let me tell you what else I don't do, is I don't walk around following rabbit trails of speculative thinking. That's what I don't do. It's a waste of my time. It is a total waste of my time, okay? It's not fruitful. It's not gonna take me anywhere. It's a total waste of time. No one can prove anything about, you know, Prime giving the more valuable loads to company drivers so they can save money and not giving that. You can't prove that. Don't waste your brain energy on it. Remember, I told you my mom had that picture at the house. It's a God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay? Prime is not going to just start showing you every sale contract for every load that is moved through this place. Prime isn't going to start showing you every sale contract that is moved on your truck. So what's the point? It's all speculation, and it's just a morale killer. Okay, you hear somebody talking like that, ask them for the evidence, or just tell them, just drop it, man. Just drop it. It's nothing. You're not going to get anywhere with that. All right, so Bill Deacon, really appreciate the question, man. Because if you can't tell, I've got a bit of an opinion about it. I've got a bit of an opinion about it. It's nothing, man. It's nothing anybody can prove. Do I admit, that is a way one could pull the blinders over another? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think there's a trucking company somewhere that's probably doing it to their drivers? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's likely. I think it's very plausible that there's a trucking company somewhere that is doing that to their drivers. Do I think Prime is doing it to me? No. I don't have evidence for it, so I don't believe it. Okay? Here's a bonus. There's something called JTB, Justified True Beliefs. I don't remember who made this famous, Gettier maybe, but it's Justified True Beliefs, and that is, it basically states, and how it relates to this is that I believe things that are true and can be justified. Okay? Things that are true and can be justified. Those are the types of beliefs that I hold, and this is not one of them. Fact of the matter is this: we're making money. Driver meeting from last week, I was told there's a statistic, 52-week average so far. It is, what are we, in the middle of August? 52-week average. Our solo lease drivers are bringing home a little over 1,500 bucks. Our team trucks, after the lead seat has paid all expenses, including employees on the truck, bringing home a little over $3 a week. Those are the facts. That's what the evidence is saying. Okay, you can walk in somebody's office and they can pull the report on that. All right, so the rest of the speculation, whatever, dude. Whatever, it is what it is. All right, you already know what the business is. It's your boy Travis Kinley checking out. It's getting a little bit warm out here. Don't forget to find you somebody to love. I love y'all. It's not about what you believe, it's why you believe it. It is why you believe it. Why do y'all think I say that, man? It's not about what you believe, it's why you believe it. Now live free.